Manchester United, as we said, what a difference a day made. The mood has really changed in the last 24 hours. Big win over Liverpool to go above them in the table. Dharmesh, more big news for United fans this evening.
Yeah, this concerns their pursuit of the Ajax forward Antony. Talks are continuing between Manchester United and Ajax, and in those talks, it's my information that Manchester United have told Ajax that they are prepared to increase their offer for Antony. Remember, they had an €80 million offer rejected. I'm told the offer would not only see United increase the overall fee, but would also raise the initial payment that Ajax would get in that deal. Make no mistake about it, Antony wants to go to Manchester United. He's made that clear to Ajax. He wasn't in the squad for the game against Sparta Rotterdam on Sunday. I'm told he wasn't mentally ready to play. The coach said afterwards, look, I only wanted players who were 100% focused. Manchester United will do everything they can to sign Antony. Remember, at the start of the window, he was #1 priority. Then it went completely quiet while they focused on other targets. But the forward line was always an area that they wanted to strengthen. Antony, always Erik ten Hag's #1 target. That's not to say that they won't walk away from a deal if they don't get the deal that they want. And so they are keeping their eye out for other forward players as well. And they remain interested in a permanent deal for the PSV Eindhoven forward Cody Gakpo. United do have an offer that's ready to rock and roll, as it were, straight after Rangers play PSV in the Champions League qualifier tomorrow. They're also looking at Christian Pulisic. But just on Gakpo, of course, on match day -1, as we call it, the managers have their press conferences, and the PSV manager is the former Manchester United striker Ruud van Nistelrooy, and he was obviously asked the question about Gakpo and these links to Manchester United, and this is what Van Nistelrooy had to say.
I'm very relaxed about this situation because there's been rumours for him since the beginning of the season, now almost 8 weeks ago, and we haven't seen Cody changing his behaviour. As long as he's a PSV player, he's here, and that's for me where I focus on, and he as well. And there's no ifs and what ifs.
Would your preference, would your stance is to keep him in the club?
That's obvious.
That's obvious. I think that means yes, his intention to keep Cody Gakpo at the club. He will be at PSV Eindhoven, says Ruud van Nistelrooy, until further notice. Now, it is clear that throughout this transfer window, even though Manchester United have had their #1 targets, they've kept alternatives warm. And I think that's been the case with Cody Gakpo and the likes of Christian Pulisic of Chelsea as well. The other saga that's been running throughout this transfer window, however unlikely it seems, is the pursuit of Frankie de Jong from Barcelona. And even though any kind of signing of Frankie de Jong looks slim, Manchester United will always keep the door open for that deal. The door will not be closed on Frankie de Jong. They're keeping an eye, I think, on Barcelona's situation, because as it stands, they still haven't registered Jules Koundé, one of their summer signings. He still can't play for Barcelona. Budgets could be an issue for Manchester United because they will have apportioned certain amounts of money to the forward line, certain amounts of money to the midfield as well for this transfer window. Now, just say, for example, all of the money that they set aside for Frankie de Jong went on Casemiro, and that one is effectively done. Then you could say there's no chance of Frankie de Jong coming. But if they were given the indication from Barcelona, we've got everything sorted on our side, Frankie de Jong, we want to do business with Manchester United still, nobody's telling me that Manchester United are going to say, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. He's their #1 target. They will do everything that they can to try and find a structure of a deal to be able to sign Frankie de Jong. If that means they potentially say, look, next year's budget is this much, but because de Jong is such a long-term target for Manchester United, we are prepared to go into next year's budget.
You've been quiet, Kaveh. I know you're itching to get in here. Go on.
Can we go back to Antony? Because what you said is very significant, that United are going to go back in for him. How much do Ajax want for him? How good is this guy? Because every night you're talking about Antony and saying Ajax are going to turn down €80 million for him. If you look at his record in the Dutch First Division, I think last season he scored 8 league goals. The season before that, he scored 9 league goals. is he a €100 million player? Who else is trying to sign him? Real Madrid in for him?
This is
PSG
about demand and supply, remember. That's how transfers work. That's how prices rise. Ajax will see Antony as crucial to their team. So you and me can argue till we're blue and say he's not worth this much money.
Oh, I'm not saying he's not worth it.
He is probably worth that much money to Ajax. But couple that alongside the fact that Manchester United are leaving it until the final 2 weeks of this transfer window to try and sign him. Remember, right at the beginning, they went for him. Then it went quiet. Maybe those first two results of this season changed the mood at Manchester United to an extent where they thought, we need to go back and try and get this guy because we need to improve this team. We need to improve this squad. So if you're going to go back in that late and just say, for example, you are the technical director and the chief executive at Ajax, if Manchester United come in for one of your players in the position that they're in, with 12 days to go or 10 days to go, or what is it, 9 days to go in the transfer window now, what would you say to them? You would raise the price, surely.
I just, the only point I'm making is that we're always talking about Antony, and we just say it off the cuff that Ajax have turned down €80 million for him, which is a significant amount of money.
Course.
And tonight you're saying that United are going back in for him. I'm just asking, how good is Antony? Is he a €100 million player? Is he what Manchester United need? And is your feeling that they're going to get him?
Is he a €100 million player? That's not for me to comment at all. As far as Ajax are concerned, as I mentioned before, they will look at their player and say, this is what he is worth to us. We're going to be talking about Wesley Fofana, I'm sure, during this hour. People will ask, is he worth £80 million? The fact of the matter is, he's probably worth £80 million to Leicester. So by the same token, with 9 days of the window to go, Ajax, if they are going to sell Antony and they have no time to bring in a replacement, then surely they're going to want to have something to compensate the fact that they're not going to have any time to bring in a replacement. So maybe they'll say...
It's a markup because it's essentially, for them, how can I put this, a kind of a bit of a precious commodity because
exactly.
they don't have
But it's also as Manchester United as well. And whenever Manchester United go for a player, the price usually goes up. And in the predicament Manchester United find themselves in now, selling clubs are going to take advantage of what they perceive to be a certain amount of desperation on Manchester United's side to try and bring players into the club. So in answer to your question, I can't answer it directly, but you see what I'm trying to allude to.
I do. And I just
cross-examination over, or you...
No, I just want to make it clear. I'm not saying that Antony is not a €100 million player. I'm just saying, you know, it's obviously just been driven by Erik ten Hag. If it wasn't for Erik ten Hag, I don't think Manchester United would be trying to sign Antony. And from what Dharmesh says this evening, it looks like there's a pretty good chance that they're going to get him. Yeah. And if Ten Hag thinks he's what United needs, who are we to argue with Erik ten Hag?
Well, and also he said in interview with us at Sky Sports that they are in alignment. Those who manage transfers at Old Trafford, and indeed he himself
something
as head coach.
That he said in the interview before, I think it was the Liverpool game. Was it with Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville? I think one of the questions he was asked was, how different is it, the involvement you had when you were bringing players in at Ajax compared to you bringing in players at Manchester United? And he said one word, same.
Right. Okay.
Enough Manchester United, anyway.
Well, I mean, I was just wondering if you wanted to come back in. Well, no. Just quickly, if you had any thoughts on the Frenkie de Jong situation. 9 days to go now.
Just very quickly, there's lots of reports in Spain today saying that Manchester United are going to prepare a new offensive to try and sign Frenkie de Jong. But look, the situation hasn't changed. He's still owed the £17 million by Barcelona, and unless he gets that money, he's not going to be moving. He's got offers from United, he's got offers from Chelsea as well. But he's saying to Barcelona, pay me what you owe me, otherwise I'm not going anywhere.
OK.